The story of Bugatti is one of brilliance, triumph, and tragedy. From its humble beginnings in a German basement to its rise as the pinnacle of luxury hypercars, this is the tale of a brand that refused to die. It's a story of a man whose genius reshaped the automotive world and the heartbreaking losses that nearly destroyed his legacy. So buckle up. We're taking you on a journey through the incredible rise, fall, and rebirth of Bugatti. Ettore Bugatti was born on September 15, 1881, in Milan, Italy. Raised in a semi-wealthy family, his father Carlo was an internationally acclaimed furniture and jewelry designer, while his grandfather was a famous architect and sculptor. This artistic heritage ran deep in their family, passing down to Ettore's younger brother Rembrandt, who became a prodigious sculptor, even more talented than his older brother. Many historians believe Rembrandt's brilliance was why Ettore didn't follow in his family's artistic footsteps. Instead, his talent manifested in a different direction. From a young age, it was clear that Ettore was a natural-born engineer, so gifted that even without formal training, he was mastering complex designs by age 16. When Ettore repaired a broken tricycle with ease, his father immediately recognized his son's exceptional talent and encouraged him to take an apprenticeship at Pruneti and Stucchi, a factory renowned for making sewing machines and bicycles. At just 17, Ettore joined the factory, and a year later, he designed his own motor tricycle. While participating in a competition from Paris to Bordeaux, his creation was powered by two Dedion engines. Working at Pruneti and Stucchi opened Ettore's eyes to a world of mechanical designs, automobiles, and speed. It was here where he found his true calling. In 1900, at the age of 19, Ettore left his job to build his own car. A perfectionist by nature, he meticulously drew every single detail of his automobile designs, from the engine to the body. He personally supervised the creation of all parts used in his cars, a practice that would become his lifelong ritual. Ettore was exceptionally precise, detailed, and mathematical. His designs were so complex that even established engineers of his time struggled to comprehend them. His talent caught the attention of the Dietrich Company, which had factories in both France and Germany. Despite his youth, Ettore received his first professional contract at just 19, so young that his father had to co-sign the agreement. For this position, Ettore relocated to Niederbronn-les-Bains, a town in Germany. There he worked for several years, honing his craft, developing automobiles, and entering car races. In 1903, he built his second car for the Paris-Madrid race, but it was so revolutionary that officials wouldn't permit it to compete. Ettore had placed both the driver and the engine low in the chassis, believing this would optimize the center of gravity and aerodynamics. While everyone else found this design bizarre, as conventional wisdom dictated that drivers should sit higher, this approach would eventually become standard in racing cars. By 1906, Ettore decided to leave the Dietrich. At that time, automobiles were built individually by highly skilled craftsmen, making them extremely expensive and accessible only to the wealthy. Cars were primarily used for racing, which was rapidly gaining popularity across Europe and America. In 1907, Ettore met Barbara Josefina Mascherpa, his future wife. That same year, he signed a multi-year contract with Deutz, a gasoline engine manufacturer in Cologne, Germany. While creating larger engines for Deutz, Ettore developed his own revolutionary ideas that contradicted industry trends. He believed that building an extremely lightweight vehicle would outperform cars with much larger engines. To prove this theory, he began working on a new automobile in his basement, one that would be the first to bear the Bugatti name, the Bugatti Type 10. In 1909, the Type 10 was completed. The result was a 1.2-liter four-cylinder engine weighing only 365 kilograms. This two-seater vehicle could reach an impressive 80 kilometers per hour, an incredible achievement for its time. With this accomplishment, Ettore quit his job and drove his newly built car to the Alsatian town of Molsheim, where he founded his own company, Automobiles Ettore Bugatti. Ettore pioneered the practice of using racing competitions to showcase his car's capabilities. Demonstrating their performance before large audiences helped establish his reputation as one of the finest car designers in the country, a marketing strategy that would soon become industry standard. The year 1909 was significant for Bugatti. He completed the Type 10, founded his company, and most importantly, welcomed his first son, John Bugatti, into the world. Despite the brilliance of the Type 10, Ettore saw room for improvement. It would serve as the prototype for one of the most iconic cars in automotive history, the Type 13. Bugatti enhanced the design by adding leaf springs to the rear axle and adopting 4 valves per cylinder for a 16-valve cylinder head. This innovation allowed the new Type 13 to produce 30 horsepower, impressive for its 300-kilogram chassis. The car earned a respectable second place in the 1911 French Grand Prix, further cementing Bugatti's reputation. Bugatti continued developing models based on the Type 13 engine design, progressing through to the Type 23. However, production halted when World War I erupted. After 18 months of conflict, Ettore relocated to Milan and then to Paris, where he collaborated with the Duesenberg brothers between 1915 and 1916. He proposed the dramatic U16 engine, essentially 2 straight-line engines sharing a crankcase. While the U16 wasn't particularly successful, it led both Bugatti and the Duesenbergs to create the overhead camshaft and straight 8-engine designs. When the war ended, Ettore returned to Molsheim, which had become French territory, and resumed building lightweight sports cars. His refined Type 13 with its multi-valve engine brought him victory at the 1920 Le Mans race. In 1921, the car won at Brescia, claiming 3 more victories afterward, earning it the nickname Bugatti Type 13 Brescia. By 1925, his cars had accumulated over 400 victories, with 2,000 prototypes of the Type 13 Brescia built before 1926, making it one of Bugatti's most successful models. In 1924, Ettore unveiled the Bugatti Type 35 at the Grand Prix in Lyon. This model became Bugatti's most successful racing car, winning over 1,000 races during its lifetime. The company's racing success continued well into the 1930s, with 2 remarkable wins at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1937 and 1939, the latter piloted by Pierre Véron, whose name would later become synonymous with the brand. After experimenting with various race car models, Ettore and his son Jean decided to enter the luxury car market. By 1926, they created Bugatti's first luxury car, the Type 41 Bugatti Royale. At the time, it was the world's longest and most luxurious car, showcasing Ettore's brilliance and technical mastery. Bugatti was highly selective about his clientele for the Type 41, selling only to the most distinguished customers, including royalty and aristocrats. Hence the name Bugatti Royale. While the Royale brought wider recognition to Bugatti, the Great Depression threatened to destroy the company. 3 years after its launch, the economic crisis severely impacted sales, nearly bankrupting the company. In the mid-1930s, the French government commissioned Bugatti to design and manufacture railcars. With his company on the brink of collapse, Ettore accepted the offer, helping to design 80 successful Bugatti railcars, which saved his company from bankruptcy. Just as things were improving, workers at the Bugatti plant in Molsheim went on strike, demanding better wages and working conditions. Initially, Ettore refused but eventually relented. This created a rift of distrust between him and his workers that was never fully reconciled. Over the years, Ettore established himself as one of history's greatest mechanical designers, creating boats, plane engines, and high-speed trains capable of exceeding 100 miles per hour. He found a magnificent partner in his son Jean, who was just as brilliant as his father. Ettore entrusted Jean with managing the Bugatti plant, and under Jean's leadership, new models were created that captivated the world, such as the famous Atlantic, the majestic Royale, and the Type 57, which won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in both 1937 and 1939. Jean was the perfect successor to his father's legacy. Everything seemed perfect for Bugatti, but a single moment changed everything. In August 1939, just 2 months after winning Le Mans for the second time, Jean organized a road test with the Type 57 tank. While driving, a cyclist suddenly appeared from nowhere. In his attempt to avoid a collision, Jean swerved and crashed into a tree, dying instantly. Ettore was devastated. He had already lost his younger brother Rembrandt to suicide during World War I, and now his beloved son and heir was gone too. The situation worsened when just 3 weeks after Jean's death, the German army invaded Alsace and seized Bugatti's factories. Although Ettore had anticipated this threat and transported much of his machinery to Bordeaux, it wasn't enough. The Germans found him and demanded he produce torpedoes and vehicles for the German army. When he refused, they pressured him to sell his company and machinery for less than half its value. Bugatti fled with his family to Paris and tried to overcome his grief by designing aviation engines and torpedo boats. But these ventures failed. Despite living most of his life in France, Ettore remained an Italian citizen. When the war ended, the French state offered him no support, and because Italy had been allied with Germany, he was accused of collaborating with the occupiers. After the war, he attempted to reclaim his company through legal action, but lost. In 1944, his wife Barbara passed away, plunging him deeper into despair. His health deteriorating, Ettore visited Molsheim one last time, only to find his factory in ruins and his mansion abandoned. Still, he didn't surrender. He applied for French citizenship in a desperate attempt to recover what was rightfully his. In 1947, at age 66, Ettore's health declined further. He contracted a lung disease and suffered a stroke. Eventually, his company was restored and his possessions returned. But the good news came too late. Ettore had suffered complete paralysis of his mental faculties, and his condition was worsening. Just 10 days after regaining his company, Ettore Bugatti passed away. His surviving family members couldn't continue car production, and the Bugatti plant shut down, remaining abandoned for many years. The Bugatti company produced nothing new until its rebirth in the 1980s. Italian entrepreneur Romano Artioli acquired the company in 1987 and re-established the Bugatti brand. 5 years later, a completely new model, the Bugatti EB110, was introduced to the public. This revolutionary car could reach top speeds of 213 miles per hour and quickly became a phenomenon. Its power and extravagant appearance impressed people worldwide. But sadly, only 139 units were built before Bugatti went bankrupt due to mismanagement in 1995. It wasn't until Volkswagen acquired the Bugatti brand in 1998 that we were reintroduced to the Supercar brand we know today. The new company teased several concept cars at various motor shows in the late 90s, then fell quiet for the next few years as they developed their next masterpiece. In 2005, the Bugatti Veyron was released, becoming one of the world's most coveted cars. It broke the world record as the fastest road-going production car ever built, reaching a top speed of 254 miles per hour. The Veyron continued until 2015, when it was replaced by the Bugatti Chiron, another supercar sensation. In 2019, the company broke its own record with the Bugatti Chiron, reaching an incredible 305 miles per hour, making it the new fastest road-going production car in the world. This is the story of Bugatti, the dream of a man that continues to live on decades after his tragic death. Bugatti's story is a testament to the power of vision, perseverance, and innovation. From Ettore's first sketches to the Chiron's record-breaking speed, the dream lives on. What will the next chapter hold? If you're inspired by the stories of extraordinary individuals who dared to challenge the status quo, join our community of curious minds by subscribing to Zemu Voice. We bring you meticulously researched stories of the visionaries who have shaped our world. Which Bugatti innovation do you think had the biggest impact on modern society? Let us know in the comments below.